So your company's really young. You just founded it last year in March, so you're, closing in on a year and a half. And you've raised an A round and you've raised $60 million. 60. So that's 60 in a year and a half. Led by Sequoia, Excel, and CyberStarts. Like, I don't want to beat a dead horse here because clearly cyber is important, but what has these companies having given you $60 million in an A round, like what's got them so excited about you, about Cyera particularly? Because I can't imagine that any cyber company is going to raise that amount of money that soon.
First of all, to get their perspective, you'll have to ask them, but I'll try to answer in their stead. But in my opinion, I think that the cybersecurity market is resonating in a very, very strong way right now.
Mhm.
Everybody understands that this is a problem that's not going away. It's only getting more complicated and
Mhm.
more complicated for
Mhm.
enterprises. And at the same time, the skill gaps, the expertise gaps the enterprises are dealing with are tremendous. There's a huge shortage of manpower, and it's creating a tremendous gap in so many aspects. And the only way to close it is with technology.
Yep.
That's the only way that this is going to be closed. So the need is dire today, but it's going to get so much worse over the next 10 years. And I think that that's the basic sentiment that's creating the huge appeal of this market, of the cybersecurity market in general, and the cloud data security market specifically
Mhm.
that we're going after. And I think
Got it.
that as a team, we have the foundations, we have the fundamentals that are required to build a meaningful, important company in this space. And we're going after the biggest prize. We're going after building a real company, in my dreams, a company that's worth hundreds of billions of dollars,
Mhm.
that is solving the cloud data security challenges of tomorrow, of the next 10 years, and of the next 20 years. And there are going to be many of them.
Yeah.
And we've been able to get some amazing traction very early on with the market to bring very early versions of the product to the market and
Mhm.
have them make a big impact for our customers,
Mhm.
big enough that they are willing to spend serious sums of money for it. And we've been able to show that we can move very fast with the customers, that we can tackle the challenges that they're facing today, but also the challenges that they'll be facing in the next few years, and help them really unlock the value of data in the cloud. And that's the way to unlock the value of data, and do it in a manner that's safe, compliant, and
Mhm.
upholds all of the requirements that they have.
Yeah. So, how are you finding your prospects, Yotam? Or are they finding you? Is it inbound marketing, outbound marketing combination?
So
Sales organization? What's that look like for you?
cybersecurity in general, and especially when you look at the top market, right, at the Fortune 500
Mhm.
organizations, it's a pretty small market. People know each other, people work with each other.
Mhm.
You can say it's almost a community.
Mhm.
And I think the best way that we're finding prospects today is that our existing customers that are working with us, are introducing us to their friends, to their former colleagues, to their counterparts in other companies.
Mhm.
And these warm introductions make the best way into a company, because the cybersecurity market is so noisy. So noisy. We're talking
Right.
here today, and I'm going to be using so many words that many other companies are using as well. And
Mhm.
those words don't move anyone anymore.
Mhm.
And what people really care about is about who can actually execute,
Right.
who's
Who can
actually
solve
a
their
good,
problems?
yeah, who can actually solve problems for
That's
them,
right.
and who's a real partner that we can count on, not only when times are good, but also when times are bad, when things are
Mhm.
happening and you need your vendors to be with you through the fire and
Mhm.
find every way possible to assist you in whatever it is that is happening. And
Mhm.
these things happen. Cyber is not a theoretical challenge organizations are facing. They're under fire in a massive way, and we're there with them on the front lines, trying to help them in as many ways as possible.
Yeah. So, what's your financial model? You said a couple minutes back that what you're selling is expensive. So what is the financial model? Is it based on company size, number of seats, licenses, whatever that is?
So we actually tie ourselves to the volume of data that the
Okay.
organizations have. And one of the
Yep.
things that's unique about Cyera is our ability to deal with scale.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's heard about the phrase big data,
Yep.
right? We moved from data to big data. But what's going to happen in the next 5 years? Are we going to move to extra big data?
Yeah, that's a great
And
question. I mean, it started out being called data warehousing about 20 years ago or
yeah,
more.
and that's the reality.
Yeah,
Data volume is going to grow in a massive way.
sure.
And one of the things that we specialize in is the ability to deal with scale and to be able to uh, classify and secure data at scale with a reasonable cost model for the customers.
Hmm.
But at the same time, we are tying ourselves to the growth of the data plane, so to the volume of the data that the organization
Hmm.
wishes to secure.
Do you have any typical size of company that you're going after, or is this for anybody?
So we are targeting the top market.
Yeah,
Our efforts
enterprise.
are going after the top market,
Hmm.
the big banks, the big pharma organizations,
Sure.
the big organizations that have a level of complexity and scale that other organizations don't have. That's the target market for us.
Hmm.
And but we've also seen that even much smaller organizations, even a 500-person company that has data, that has a lot of data in the cloud, is a relevant prospect for us. And we've had some customers that are of that size as well. But for us, the target, the effort is to go into the biggest
Yep.
organizations in the world, solve their problems at scale, and trickle down after that in a few years down to the mid market or the smaller
Hmm.
enterprise market.
Hmm. So we talked a little bit before the show about your claim of being the leader in cloud data security. And I wanted to challenge you a little bit about that. How that could be with a company that's only a year and a half old and with such a highly competitive market.
So first of all, it's a space that's only a year and a half old. So the
Ah,
company has been one of the pioneers
okay.
in claiming that space and shaping that space.
Mhm.
Gartner actually just a couple of weeks ago recognized the space.
Got it.
Their terminology is DSPM, data security posture
Mhm.
management. That's how they're calling this emerging space. So it was the first recognition from Gartner, who claimed that this is a transformative technology that is going to enter the market.
Got it.
Uh, I'm claiming the leadership position based on two elements. I think one, and this is the most important one, is the customer traction we've had so far. The amount and the significance of the customers that
Mm.
have chosen to partner with us at this early stage. And I feel that in that regard, we have an advantage over many of our competitors, and we've been
Mhm.
able to partner with more meaningful customers.
Mhm.
And in my mind, that's the most important thing.
Mhm.
And the second aspect is, let's call it the internal assets that the company has been able to acquire. So you mentioned our investors, Sequoia, Accel, Cyberstarts. These are the best investors in the world.
Sure.
And the
Yeah.
partners in those firms that are working with us are the best partners in the world.
Mhm.
And the amount of funding we've been able to gather, the people that we have on the team, the level of leadership and the level of excellence in execution, from the engineers all the way to the head of marketing. These people make up the company, and in my mind, make us a leader and
Yeah.
make us in a position to continue to lead this emerging pack, even if it is a very young pack.
Carol Schultz here. Thanks for watching this excerpt from Authentically Successful. The conversation doesn't end there. So if you want to hear this episode in full and all my conversations with many other successful founders and CEOs, please visit verticalelevation.com/podcast.